Welcome to Awesome Video Game Memories, where we talk about awesome memories about video games. I'm Ryan, and the game we're going to talk about today is Megaman 3. Now, this game was one of my most anticipated games ever, man. Ever! So yeah, it was 1990, and I was in the 4th grade at the time, and I was so hyped for this game because, I loved Mega Man 1. I loved Mega Man 2. I mean, I beat Mega Man 2 a million times prior to this. I would play it almost every weekend from beginning to end. And then when I read in the magazines that Mega Man 3 was coming out, man, I blew my mind. It blew my mind, man. I was like, Mega Man 3! Ah! Yeah, I remember going into the store and reading the magazines Electronic Gaming Monthly, Nintendo Power, Game Players Magazine. They had all these previews of Mega Man 3, and the two pictures that stood out to me the most were Mega Man doing the slide. I was like, he can slide now? That's so cool. And then there's Rush the Robo-Dog. You get a dog in this game? Oh my god, they're going the distance with Mega Man 3. They look like they're gonna make it bigger and better and everything. Whoa, it's gonna blow Mega Man 2 away. So I remember the Christmas of 1990. My parents woke me up at 12 in the morning. But I think I was already awake before then. I don't think I even went to sleep on Christmas Eve that year. And I saw that Nintendo-shaped cartridge present. I'm like, this has to be what I think it is. This has to be what I think it is. And then when I opened that gift up and I saw Mega Man blasting Sparkman and the words Mega Man 3, I was like, oh my god, it's Mega Man 3! And I was rolling on the floor in excitement, man. I had Mega Man 3! So when I first started playing this, unlike most kids, I didn't get a magazine subscription to any gaming magazine, like EGM, Nintendo Power, Game Players Magazine, Game Pro, pretty much until 1993 or 4, when I was in the 7th or 8th grade. So, I didn't know which robot to start with, so I kind of started off with Needle Man, and whoa, playing through his stage, I was like, wow, this is a little tougher than Mega Man 2, and then when I got to Needle Man, I couldn't beat him. I was like, wow, all the Robot Masters are definitely much tougher than they were in Mega Man 2. So I tried Gemini Man next, and his stage was definitely pretty tough to get through. Especially the end part, where you had to jump the platforms. I didn't exactly have the Rush Marine. I didn't know the trick to get the Rush Marine at the time. That trick where you select one of the weapons, and then you press right and it's there. I couldn't beat him. I couldn't beat Hardman, so he lived up to his name. I couldn't beat anybody, actually. I remember trying to get the Shadow Man, Sparkman, and then there was one Robot Master I was able to beat after a couple of tries, and that was Top Man. But for some reason, since I didn't really know the order of how to beat them, I kind of beat Top Man first. Then I beat Sparkman. I don't know how. I think I just, collected energy tanks from the levels and died and came back again. So I remember beating Top Man first and Sparkman. Then I discovered, Sparkman beat Magnet Man, and then Magnet Man beat Hardman. But then I think after Hardman I beat Snake Man, and then I didn't actually beat Gemini Man with the snakes. I had a lot of energy tanks and I used the Mega Buster. So kind of my order of the robots with this game was kind of funky. And it's kind of weird, this game doesn't have a straight robot order, because by the time you get to Snake Man, you don't exactly have the weapon to beat him. So so I just kind of relied on just using energy tanks to beat him. So this game was definitely very mysterious in a lot of ways too. You get this brand new character called Proto Man, and I didn't know who it was at the time. It was like, oh, this dude with sunglasses, I don't even know anything about him. I just keep shooting at him and then he goes away. And then it was also weird too, after you beat all the robots, the Robot Master stages kind of crumple on the stage and then these 4 weird robots come out called the Dock Robots. And I was like, oh, what's going on here? So then you repeat weird redesigns of the stages, and then the bosses are the Mega Man 2 robots inside the Doc robot bodies, but you don't even know what their weaknesses is. So it's kind of strange. I did a lot of experimentation, and even to this day, I still don't know which weapon works against which. I mean, if I look at game facts on my phone, I would know, but if you ask me right off the bat, yeah, I still don't know the Robot Master order for the Doc robots. You just kind of, do it as you go. Yeah, kind of one of my big favorite memories of the Doc robot stages was going through Needleman stage at night. I mean, it looked really cool at night, especially on the second part of the stage where you have to use the rush jet to pass that huge pit. It was like, I'm riding, it's like Needleman at night stage for some reason. So yeah, after you beat those Doc robots, then you finally fight Proto Man again, but then he's called Breakman. So I thought this whole game, I was like, so I'm fighting this guy named Breakman. Who's Breakman, So I remember getting to the Dr. Wily stages and beating them fairly easily. And it was kind of easy to decipher their weaknesses, although for some reason when I fought the Yellow Devil Mark II, I used the Gemini laser instead of the hard knuckle. And kind of one of the most memorable things about this game is, the last two stages have this really dark and scary music before you fight Dr. Wily, and it was like, whoa, this is getting kind of creepy, Yeah, so when I fought Dr. Wily, I was able to discover that you have to use the hard knuckle for the first part, and then rather than using the search snakes for the second part, because I could not hit him with those. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm shooting with everything. You know what? I think I'm just gonna try the topspin. And in one hit, I beat Dr. Wily with the topspin, and that was his weakness. And then the ending, rather than Proto Man being called Breakman, he's called Proto Man. I'm like, what? But who was it? Was it Breakman or Proto Man? And I found it really cool in the ending, Mega Man's running, and then you see all the Mega Man 1 robots, and then you see this cloud that looks like Proto Man, and this emotional tune is playing, and then you see this weird eyeball go on top of a tree. I mean, a lot of people are saying, hey, that's Dr. Wily, he survived. Yeah, obviously he survived, but I still, to this day, I still wonder what that is. I mean, a lot of people say it's Dr. Wily's spaceship, but that eyeball thing, I think some people say, you should just leave it as an ambiguous thing. Maybe it's Proto Man, maybe it's someone else, but, it's most likely pointed at Dr. Wily. Yeah, so during my Christmas vacation of 1990, it took me an entire week to actually beat Mega Man 3, because, it was definitely much more difficult than Mega Man 2. Well, not that much more difficult. It's definitely easier than Mega Man 1, but a little more difficult than 2, but still a pretty solid game. It's not super easy, but not super hard. One of the best memories of this game too is there was a lot of mystery in this game. Like, when you read the magazines, you were like, oh hey, like you can slide, you have rush, but then who is this Breakman? Who are these Doc robots? Is Dr. Wily really gone back to the good side? And what happens to him at the end? This entire game was really based a lot on mysteries that kept making you think. But if there's one downfall of the game, the music is not as good as Mega Man 1 or 2. It still has great music. There are a lot of great memorable tones in Mega Man 3, but I just didn't find them on par as Mega Man 1 or 2, because Mega Man 1 and 2 had really, really memorable music. So I kind of find it weird, according to this book, the creator of Mega Man, Keiji Inafune, says if there was one game he wishes he would polish a lot more, it would have been Mega Man 3. But how could you polish up such a perfect game? This game is, to me it's perfect, but if Inafune had a different vision, which was even better, I would have liked to see that, man. Making Mega Man 3 an even more perfect game, that would blow my mind. So yeah, a lot of people consider Mega Man 3 kind of the end of the good classic Mega Man games. It does kind of feel that way sometimes, but I still love the Mega Man series as a whole, no matter how long it's gotten. So I mean, yeah, Mega Man 3 is definitely a very, very solid game, and you can find it anywhere. You can get it on the Wii U Virtual Console, you can get it on the 3DS Virtual Console, you can get, the Rockman Remastered as like a single game on PS Plus, or you can get the Mega Man Anniversary Collection for the PS2 and the Xbox, or you could actually get the Mega Man Legacy Collection with new achievements, new challenges, and I would totally recommend that version. Yeah, so that's it for awesome video game memories. This game has been Mega Man 3, still one of my personal favorite Mega Man games. And if there's a game that you would like for me to talk about here on Awesome Video Game Memories, make sure to leave those in the comments below. And take care.